to him. Ain't no hashtag on Marcus J live
You
from the
cute
den.
too, Russ.
Legacy.
We coming to see you.
We coming to see you
What's
soon,
your schedule
Russ.
like?
Oh, we gonna find your schedule, bro.
Legacy Internet Radio 804-402-2893 is the number to dial. We're in the Diva Diaries segment here on the Legacy Internet Radio flagship show. Ain't no hashtag on Marcus J. Diva. The con is back to you, as they say on Star Trek.
Okay. Just to get AJ up to speed where we were talking about surviving the single hiatus, and we kind of veered off a little bit into dating and the expectations of dating. And what you walked in on was a discussion between the ladies about, should the lady, pay for herself, go Dutch, or should the man, step up and pay for the first date situation. So what is your take on that?
Can y'all hear me? Yeah.
Can I ask one question first? What's your status first?
I am.
To make sure you're not, if you biased or not. I mean, let's do a.
He's about to be married.
That I wish I could agree with.
Oh goodness! I thought you were about to be
over there to say.
Of 9 years, I am recently split from my fiance.
Oh, you need a hug.
I've been needing hugs all summer, to be honest with you.
Well, when you came to get that sandwich, you should.
Because this dress is a little short, and you might be going through withdrawal and move your head a little dance. So
I'm gonna speak about what I feel like should happen, but I have not been on a date in 10 years.
Right,
so
right.
I am like a little older than I probably am, because I think like somebody who dated in the 90s or early 2000s.
But that's
right?
good knowledge, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't even really relate to the kids these days. People my age.
Right.
So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm only 31. But again, I've been in a relationship my entire adult life, right?
Okay.
So I haven't done the date thing at all out of college.
We got a good Cupid going on up in here one day.
But yeah, you should. It kind of depends. I heard somebody put it this way: you have to If you're going to pay for your best friend, then pay for the person you're with. If you're going to go hang out with your best friend and you're not going to pay for them and you're going to expect them to go have, then treat your significant other or that future person as such. Now, there's also the element to just being, charismatic or being what's that word? The C word.
I was going to say another C word.
No, as a man, which should I be? Open the door. Chivalry.
Oh, chivalry.
Okay.
So,
chivalry is dead.
So you can be chivalry.
Chivalry is not dead.
You can
it's just sleeping.
You can be chivalrous and offer to pay. I think the first date is a different story. So, like, if I take you out, I might pay. But if we connect, like I think back to my significant other, the first date I probably paid, but after that, it was, all right, you got it, all right. If you got it, then I'll take care of the next one, because we're equals. You know, I'm going to treat you as equals. I'm not going to treat you like I'm the NBA star and you're my help. Right. I'm going to treat you like your job, your money is as important as mine.
Exactly.
And
you
so
like older women?
I don't know what I like. I got to be honest with you. But yeah, so that's my opinion. I don't think that. I think that when I hang out now, if somebody, I'll even ask a girl like, "Hey, you got it?" Or I'll have it. Like if I have it, then I got it. I don't even think about it. Like if I have it on me, then I got it. Right. If I don't, then you got it. Just take care of it. I'll take care of the next one. My man told me that when we were in high school, he used to, you know how people would say, "Hey, give me $1, or let me borrow $1. Yeah. I'll give it back to you."
Right.
My friend Isaac, he used to say, we were like 17. He used to say that he'd never ask for that $1 back because he knew that you were going to hook him up next time. So that's the expectation on my part, is that I'm not going to date somebody who is beneath me in whatever category. I'm going to date somebody that I'm expecting them to be my equal. And so that's my
equally yoked.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my answer. But the first date is, I guess, a different story, right?
Yeah, I just believe the first date is your first impression.
Yeah.
And it could go who asks who, because I may tell a guy, we may talk for a week and he might be shy. I mean, I'm a very dominant woman, so he may be shy. So I might have to be like, okay, come on, let's hang out and, go get a cocktail. So I don't.
Let me add this also. I'm broke, right? Y'all guys, you know about.
Well,
so I'll tell you what.
Are you speaking literally?
No, I'm literally.
No. One question just went down the drain.
So I was a stockbroker for 9 years. I made really, really good money, right? But now the expectation, if you go hang out with me, is that I'm a struggling single father with a business that has no money. I don't pay myself anything. I live at home with my mom. But the backstory is beautiful, right? I got this great business. We're going to go in the Black History Museum. It may seem like their future is bright. And so anybody that I take out or takes me out has got to understand that. They've got to see something in me and not expect that if we go to Loft or if we go to Brewers or if we go to Lamplighter or if we go to even Ruth Chris, that I'm going to pay for anything, right? Because think about it, right? If you got a job and I don't, or vice versa, I'm going to take care of it. That's another. So you got to kind of like look a little subjectively,
said, right?
right?
You have
like,
to look at
yeah.
the situation.
Yeah, you got if it's a blind date, it's a different story. But if somebody says, "Hey, go take such and such out," she's a recruiter down at Capital One, and hey, you should let Aint take you out because he's on this business and he's starting up. I'm expecting that young lady to be intellectually there to understand that I don't have it, but I want to kick it with you. And the future is bright, so it doesn't mean that you're cheap or you're broke, but we've got to kind of circumvent this like the materialism aspect and just kind of shoot for something that means a little bit more than the dollar bill.
And I understand totally what you're saying, and like you said, for you being young but having such an old soul and haven't had to be out in the dating scene nowadays, none of that's going to fly. So again, basically what she's talking about in her bullet points, you have to look the mindset of these women nowadays. Man, I don't know if it's such a prideful thing or whatever, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have no woman, especially this brother can be on the verge of having his own business, his own T-shirt business, trying to start his own stuff. But if you tell some woman these days, oh, he ain't got no job or no car, they're definitely looking the other way. It doesn't matter what type of personality you are. And then next thing you know, they never know. It could happen overnight. Your success could come overnight. Next thing you know, they're knocking at your door. Hey, I know things didn't go good last week, or what have you. So again, that's what I was telling her too. But the mindset of those here today, you have the gold digging mindset girls who wants to be so-called Miss Independent. But again, if you don't pay for their first meal, they dogging you out. And again, a lot of the girls, they with the mentality, they can't appreciate a man like you who is starting his business. They can't see, I guess, the financial prize of it right now. But a lot of them won't back you up because of what you don't have right now, and it's so unfortunate. So it's like, what do we do? I mean, how are you going to change the new era mindset? Like, how are we supposed to really help ourselves now if we're supposed to be so helping our community? I mean, how are you going to change the mindset of some of these women and some of these men? How they
I don't
treat
even
the
know
women.
if it's a new thing. I think that if you ask my grandmother or my ex's mother or the older woman in my family, should a man pay? They would say unequivocally yes. I think that the older generation might even believe that more than the newer generation.
Yeah, at least the first date. But I understand, like, I keep reiterating that because I understand where you're coming from as a business owner. I'm a business owner myself. And I look at, the guy's ability to become, whatever his potential is. I like that. Yeah. I like a man who looks outside of his career and wants to do his own thing. That is a plus. However, if you are trying to impress me on the first date, and it doesn't have to be Ruth Chris, it could be taking me to Panera Bread. A dude took me to Panera Bread, bought me a pastry and a drink. And I was content.
Okay. So let me kick this quick scenario to you real quick, Diva, and I know we got to move on again. Yes, Legacy Internet Radio. If you all want to get in on a conversation, it's 804-402-2893. We've got Maisha, we've got AJ, we've got comedian Lissa P. Ow. Of course, Marcus J, and the dating pool Diva. Now, let me just say this really quick scenario. Say like you are talking to this dude, you met this great guy, he's phenomenal, and this particular night he's at your house, so he calls you and he was like, I want to take you out. So he wants to take you to your favorite restaurant. You all go, you have a good time. You already know what he does. He has a great career. You already know he has a good condo, good benefits, nice car, or what have you. You get to the restaurant, you eat your meal, he eats his meal, but dang, he left his wallet. Do you pay?
Yeah, I'm pay. I'm not going to embarrass both of us up in that restaurant.
Okay, so my thing is, after you pay, are you going to ask for your money back?
No, I'm not.
So that scenario,
we might not have a second date. It depends on if he can pay for the next one.
Okay, so you will. Okay, so would you question him about leaving his wallet? Would you think that was a setup, or would you just go ahead and pay for it and move on?
I've had that happen to me before, and I've had friends take care of me. No, I wouldn't think that was a trick. You do that over and over again, then I start getting wise.
But even after the first, so after that first slip up, you would go out with him again, though.
He better pay for the second date.
No. But you don't know that. But would you agree to go with him on a second date, or are you going to say, make sure you have your wallet this time?
I'm saying it on the first date.
I might say, wait, make sure you have your wallet this time.
What's your tank on? Is it on E? Is it a half? Like we getting all that stuff straight, clear out. Because I mean, I'd had a few rodeos, so I'm getting too old to be, I
give him
forgot
a
my
second
wallet.
chance.
No, you didn't. We checking that shit before we get in the car, and you gonna open my car door.
Oh, wait a minute now. I thought you was Miss Independent 5
I am
minutes
Miss
ago.
Independent, but I'm Miss Accountability. It got to be some accountability. I'm independent, but I also do expect a man to be a man, but I'm going to take certain things into
He
consideration.
going to open your door for you, but you going to pay for your own meal.
I mean, fair exchange ain't no robbery either. So it just depends. I mean, I'm coming from a very liberal, upbringing. Like, I don't get me wrong. I had my dad in the house until he died. And so I saw my dad to be a good man. And I saw him be a good father. I saw my grandfather take care of my grandmother.
Right.
So I know what it is to be a man, but I also know, again, my social class, and I also know what type of man I like. And, a little oil and water, but, if his last name ain't Dr. Huxtable, I'm just keeping it 100. But, I do expect certain things to, to open the door. But, I mean, he may just be like this brother over here. And because I'm an entrepreneur and a business owner also, I'm going to take certain things into consideration.
Yeah, rough times.
Yeah, I really am. Because I have 2 sons, too. And I will hope that, I can... It's like I'm playing devil's advocate because I want them to be men. I'm going to raise them to be men. But I also want them to see the contrary side of it that, it's nothing wrong for a woman showing, hey, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the times we're in. We're in some very changing, evolving times. So where men used to be the breadwinner, now it's us. It's women being the breadwinner.
Right. And you get the men staying at home with the kids.
Yeah, my mama told me she wanted me to sign a prenup 4 years ago with my man. I'm like, damn, Mom, really?
You're right.
So,
Thanks, Diva. That was cool.
That was wonderful.
Oh, well, thank you for the...
So you should be getting money.
Okay.
You said you sent somebody, so we should be hearing some wedding bells.
Where'd you hear all that? Hold on.
I
said that?
You said you was getting beefcake on a regular.
Yeah.
So if you getting beefcake on a regular.
You taking my words and twisting them all around. I didn't say nothing about I was getting beefcake on a regular. What I said was I'm not celibate.
Okay, you getting the beefcake once or twice a week.
Let's move on. Next bullet point. Surviving the IEs, I also talked about.
Let me get this comment in real quick,
okay.
Diva. LM says that preach standards. The sad part is it trickles down to their children, sons and daughters. The sons grow up looking to be taken care of, mistreating women, and the daughters accept any and everything. Definitely enjoying this conversation is what she's saying. So, and Amber is co-signing that, saying that she is keeping it real. So that's what we got.
Who's keeping it real?
LM's comment. Amber is co-signing LM, saying that she's keeping it real. Yeah,
all
the
right.
comment that I just read. Yeah.
Thank you,
That's awesome.
Appreciate that. Amber and
Ellen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's move on in the article. So we talked about changing your environment in order to meet someone new. You don't feel sexy or you're self-confident, self-conscious about something. For example, ladies, you may have great legs, but you have been struggling with showing the rest of your figure. Maybe you want to wear something that accentuates your legs most. You will then feel sexy, and it will spill out in your aura into his. Or guys, you have a great sense of style, but you're self-conscious about a crooked smile or something like that. Maybe you might want to dress to impress. So those are some tips that I gave. If you don't feel all that sexy about one particular flaw that you have, maybe offset it by accentuating something that you really have positive going on. So y'all have any feedback on that? Anything to say?
So being that I don't like my booty, I need to accentuate my titties.
Those big boobies you got. Yeah.
Bingo.
You've been doing that. You've been showing a lot of cleavage
I've been
lately.
trying to be partially naked, but so I won't go to jail. I've been, keeping it covered.
Yeah, you've been doing a good job with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have
I can
something
kind
to say
of
about
agree
that?
with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's moderate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Another thing may be a a roadblock that you run into as a single person in a hiatus is you're shy, you don't know how to approach a man or woman. The best way to overcome this one is to just do it. I can personally relate to this, and I have learned you have to take some chances sometimes, no matter the risk. If you don't try, you lose the opportunity to get to know the person maybe forever. So start a nice conversation off, flirtation, with a flirtatious but not corny line or general conversation. It doesn't matter. I did something recently that I watched on the show Tyra, and it worked at least for the initial conversation. On the show, she taught women and men how to flirt by saying something like, I think you're hot, cute, or sexy, and I just want to talk to you.
For them to say, shut up, weirdo.
I actually like that. That's kind of dope, though.
Yeah, she said that like when I wrote this years ago, and I think it's still relevant.
You know why I
Something
think
you
that's
could use. Yeah.
You know why I think that's dope? Because there's no airs there.
Right.
You just like there's no airs, there's no game, there's no me trying to run up on you, you know, because of anything other than, you know what, how you doing? Because what I found is, you know, people say they like certain things, but then when you give them what they want, then they get, you know, weird with it. You know, like ladies, oftentimes we had a Love Revolutions and we had these meetings and we were talking about how guys approach women. And, you know, women will say things like, you know, I don't need you to be trying so hard. Just say hello. That's what you just said.
Right. But a little something like what she was saying is to compliment them. Like, I've told guys, you smell good, you know, and then it goes on from there. Or I like your smile.
Girl, this fish grease.
You wearing the outfit. You know what I'm saying? You could say, you know, I like the way you're wearing the outfit as a guy. You could say that.
Well, you see, now I think that's where you're getting close to a line that could be potentially viewed as, you know, maybe you trying a little bit too hard. Because it depends on how you say it. It depends on the guy how he says it. Because, you know, man, you wearing that dress.
Well, maybe
Could
not
be,
putting that much emphasis.
Right,
But
exactly.
I like the dress
But see, I got you. But the point is, it depends on the guy, and it depends on his individual personal swag. Because I could say the same thing that AJ would say, and it'd be different because we're different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, he got way more swag than I got.
Yeah, tell us, AJ, what do you usually do when you trying to pick somebody up?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all gonna be shocked, just like you would be shocked to hear Beyonce say she has stage fright. I don't know how to holler at girls. Period. You can't. There's not. You hear me, Tess? You can hear me. Okay. There's not one. It's probably mine. There's not one. There's not one girl in America that could say I like step to them and holler at them. Wow. Not one. So they're all. Let me take that back. So there's one girl. Oh. Okay. And that's my ex. That's my ex-girl, but outside of that, I mean, I'm 31, so clearly I've approached plenty of women, just like in sort of interactions, just normal interactions. Especially I got a coffee shop and I'm single now, so I see them all day long, but not one of them. I just, hey, how you doing? I'm AJ. Like, you know, I don't know. I saw you were reading that book, or I saw you were watching that show. I don't know.
So,
I don't know. Like, girl, I never had that.
I know what kind of coffee you like, girl.
You know what? I used to have dreams, like even like towards the end of my relationship, like I would have dreams that I could say stuff like that, or that I would have the opportunity to say stuff like that. And now I'm single, and I'll see girls out in the mall or at a bar, and that never comes up. Because I think it's pretentious. You know, I guess it's like me thinking, look, I don't want to be that guy that like pulls up in a Cadillac with big rims saying, hey, get in my car. So I have no idea. Right. Literally. Right. Everybody that I talk to is just a friend or a connection, or somebody who's connected them to me through somebody else. Right. Now, I bet that there are some women who think that I'm very flirtatious and would say the opposite, but that might just be, you know, my insecurities, like my shyness sort of like being masked by just an awkward, you know, exchange.
Do you find as a guy that, because this was something that I dealt with, did you find that you did not approach women you just didn't want to get that rejection? So you just kind of waited for the meeting and the connection to organically materialize? Because I agree with you. I was never the, hey, how you doing? Yeah. I'm Marcus J. Well, I wasn't going by Marcus J. But
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? I'm Marcus.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're pretty. Let's talk. Like, I was never that guy.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what you're alluding to as well.
I would say that my standards are extremely high, and that even if you are beautiful, I cannot read you. I cannot pick up a book and think if it's a good book or not. So I need somebody to go, yo, man, you need to talk to her because she's an agnostic believer in God like you are, or she is into politics like you are, or you know what, hey, she's always quoting Seinfeld like you are. There's my end. And so just because I see a beautiful person, the last thing I want to assume is that we have anything in common. So that's one thing. It could be a fear of rejection, but it's not a fear of, hey, get the hell out of here, because I don't know, like I guess that might hurt my feelings, but it would be more awkward for me to invest 2 seconds into somebody and then realize that we have nothing in common. Like, I have a big thing for hood girls from the hood, like girls from where I come from, but just their looks and their swagger, because 9 times out of 10, we can't, like all of my friends that are in the streets, we can't like connect on a different level mentally. And so even if I see a girl that I'm attracted to, whether they be from the hood or they be from UVA somewhere, it's so tough for me to just step to you because I don't know what we have in common. I feel like I'm like the girl in that situation. Like, just because you got everything going for you and you walk up to me looking good, smelling good, don't talk to me. I don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And that's some real stuff. Like, that's me, like, to a T.
And I would tell you that as a man, that is very difficult for women to believe when they hear you say that. It's very difficult because a lot of women, and we got 3 in the room, so please someone check me if you think that I'm speaking out of turn here, but you know, a lot of women have difficulty accepting that men have securities with regards to approaching women. And so when you hear a man say, I'm not trying to holler at you, a woman like that, you know, because like with me, it was insecurity. With you is, I don't know if you crazy or not. It's what it sounds like you're saying, even though those are my words, not yours. But, you know, I can dig it. I can totally dig it. But I think that women would have a hard time accepting that. So what, as ladies, when you hear AJ and I, 2 real men, telling you our experience,
I can believe it.
I understand that.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely. But let me ask you, AJ, do you ever get like a certain aura or feeling when you're in the company of someone? It may not be, you know, you've talked to them yet and you know all their background story, because that's with everybody. Your friend could hook you up with a loser. You know what I'm saying? So just because your friend is involved doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to have something in common and it work out. But you could meet someone out and about and get a certain feeling that person, you know, me and them got something going here. Chemistry or whatever you want to call it, beyond the words and the talking about, you know, what we have in common. Do you ever have that type of feeling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so, like, let's see how I make this metaphor. So, like, so sex has never been like I'm not the guy that's just like having sex with everybody. I'd love to like tell you how many people I've actually had sex with. Y'all probably would not fucking believe me. The number is ridiculously low.
Well, you
And
was
so-
with the same chick for 9 years,
Yeah,
so
and
I
so
mean,
it
you're
was-
only
Right.
31,
Yeah,
so
so-
it ain't really that hard, brother. 1 plus 1
Maybe
is
2.
definitely 2.
But I said, well, you know, I met her at 22, so you know, I was a boy at, you know, 50. Most people start at 14, 15, and then I've been single like this whole summer. So, and I got a lot of access. I could have a lot. Anyway, let's get off that subject.
Okay,
So-
we'll
Hey,
talk
we about to go
behind the scenes.
So the point is that you say, do I have those feelings? Like, I have the sexual urges too. I had the sexual urges to cheat on my girl. I had the sexual urges before I met her to have sex with a lot of people. I have the sexual urges to do that now. I can see somebody and feel really attracted to them, but not approach them because there's just that big ass wall right there that I don't really know you. And so I might look at you and go, damn, man, like, she's so beautiful, and she, you know, went to my alma mater, and she's drinking a cup of coffee, and she loves coffee. So what?
Well, I'm not
I
really
can-
talking sexual. I'm talking on a spiritual level. Like, do
That's
you
what I'm
feel a
saying. So
person
it's-
when you see them and meet them?
Well, it's easy to make the correlation between sex because, like, that's the same thing for me. So, like, I can not, just the same way that I can not act on my sexual urges, I can not act on my perceived mental,
Right.
like attraction is as well. Because I've been single for, like, you know, 5 months now, and I've seen people that I liked or that I could approach, and there have been times that we've talked, somehow we've connected, whether it be through an introduction of them in my coffee shop or me just bumping into them.
Right.
And I felt that, and just sometimes it's like, so what? You know what I mean? It's just like the same thing. Like certain feelings for me, whether they be mental or sexual, I can suppress them and completely forget about them because you just never know. Because I could find that in all three of you, right? Like I can make myself fall in love with anybody. Like, oh damn, she got red hair. I've been looking for somebody with red hair, and then or you got dreads. I've been looking for somebody with dreads. And so there's always, especially in my position, I see so many beautiful, attractive women. There's just so many of them that I couldn't
It's so
look
age appropriate though.
back.
When he gets about in another 5 years, the maturity level would definitely be different, and you may be a little more confident. So it'll be interesting to see or have this conversation
years
with you
from
in
now.
about 5 years.
Yeah. Perhaps I'm changing. I've evolved. I don't doubt. Yeah, this is not my stubbornness. This is just how I am now. And so, like
a caterpillar, you want to turn into a butterfly and fly.
And there's, you know what else? There's something else. Like, just because I was in a relationship didn't mean that I didn't talk to women. So I always feel really comfortable around women because I have 4 sisters, no brothers.
Right.
And so even when I was in a relationship, and perhaps that's why I'm not in a relationship now, at least part of it, is that I will approach any woman and exchange information with them, and that be fucking it. I just saw something in them, and then we connected, and now they're my friend. And I will friend zone a girl just like most women will friend zone a guy. And so I can step to a girl because she has whatever that I see in her, and that be it. It's just be like, oh, she was dope. I need to connect with her, and that is it. I don't even move past like just that connection between she and I. And it's tough now. Like that question is just like I don't know. I don't know how to answer.
Open up something in the man over there.
Huh?
Yeah, I said she opened up something just now.
Yeah. I don't even. I was talking about this with my friend, my girl Ashley. I told her to come through here. I don't know how to have a relationship with somebody other than that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know how to approach a girl and have that conversation. Because I don't care that you're attractive. I don't care that you have a lot going for you. None of that stuff matters to me because there's plenty of people like you. And so it's tough. I don't know. That's tough. I do see the answer. Long-winded answer, yes, I do see that in people, but no, I never act on it.
Okay. Well, what about you ladies, independent ladies? How do y'all approach these gentlemen that you might find a connection with?
Well,
didn't we talk about this earlier today?
Yes, we did. But let me just say, first of all, I didn't say I was independent, so I want somebody to pay my bills and buy me something to eat. So let's just put that out there right now. Comedian Lissa P is not independent. So again, any brother who want to call up here to 804-402-2893, I do need for you to pay for my first, second, and third date. But yeah, just for the sake of the Diva Diaries. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Independent women, how do you approach the gentleman if you at a bar or lounge or somewhere, social, and you see a nice, cute gentleman and you feeling his aura, he's feeling yours, but he hasn't approached you. How are you going to make it happen?
Now, are you? Yes. The way that I am, I mean, that's just me. So that icebreaker is probably going to be 9 times out of 10 me saying something to you. So if I notice you standing across the room, if I can't physically touch you myself, then I'll get the next person to get you like, get them for me. And I'll, once they catch my eye or they see me looking, then I'll tell them to come over and say what I need to say. But yeah, I have no problem of being like the icebreaker person. Like I'll be the one to be like you said, oh, you smell good or whatever, or oh, that's a nice shirt, or that shirt is fitting you good, or that color looks nice on you. Men do have feelings too, we might not think so, but they like compliments as well. So again, I'll make a dude feel good for 5 seconds so I can give me something to eat later.
Oh Lord,
Aisha?
Jesus!
I can piggyback off what you said. I have a personality, so it's I'm an extrovert. I got a little comedy, so it could be something as small as what kind of perfume do you have, or cologne. I want to say perfume. What type of cologne do you have on too? Mm-hmm. Like I like your shoes, or if I know for a fact that they're Cole Haans or Ted Bakers, I may say they're Cole Haans or Ted Bakers, and be like, oh, how you know? And then I had to put them on a hook, so now I'm just gonna reel them on in.
Okay, all right. We're gonna go to the last bullet point.
Okay.
roadblock of being, feeling afraid of rejection, which we touched on that a little bit earlier. I said in the article, you have to get over this one also. You will be rejected at some point in your dating life. You can take it personally and beat yourself up about it, never dating again, or you can learn from the experience and move on to the next one. Best way to avoid it, if possible, is to read the warning signs. Body language tells you a lot about a person's availability, interest in you and others, and their general character. You just have to pay attention. Watch your interests from across the room for a few minutes. Don't wait all night. He or she will leave if you wait too long. Observe the way the person talks, his or her gestures, how he or she is relating to other people. Watch who he or she selects for conversation. I really do this one. I watch who they talk to and how they associate with that other person. Is the person similar to yourself in some way? Do you notice he or she relates mostly to other men or other women, or just alone by him or herself? This can tell you how available your interest is. Maybe he or she does not want to be approached, maybe just want to hang out with friends and be alone. What to do is up to you. Maybe you should take the risk of rejection just in case. Hey, no harm, no foul, at least you tried. So, that's my take, when I wrote this article, is just to take a chance, take a risk. What do you have to lose? Maybe a little bit of embarrassment for 5 minutes, move on. To me, it's worse to not take the risk and the chance and miss out on a really good opportunity of meeting someone special, whether it is a serious relationship or a friendship. I've made some really good friends from approaching people and vice versa. So, it might not be anything serious. It might be a friendship that you develop, and you missed out on it because you never took that step, and that person didn't take the step either. So what do you guys think?
So basically that whole situation was taken after you first see someone. Okay, because my thing is, how like their body language, like they don't have gas or something. So how they just have like this humongous gas bubble that they just made this quick twitch, or they start a little cross-eyed in the face, due to that gas. Don't you have gas in the club, Charisma? Where you try to scoot to the corner while you salsa there.
If I got gas at the club,
I'm walking her ass to the bathroom.
I'm not gonna be passing gas in the middle of the club, lighting it up.
First, who's gonna know? You're in the salsa club. You gonna swoosh your skirt, and they gonna think it came from the person beside you. So again, you salsa, you switching your hips, you doing your thing. You are nuts. Dating pool diva.
So quickly, you can't even.
Yes, all those people in the wind. I mean, everybody's gonna pass out at one time. So who they gonna point the finger at? So my thing again. If you're going through your cramping or your stomach hurting or your passing gas session, and your face ain't gonna be cute at that time, so just so happen, what if your man just catches your face at that certain time across the room? You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like, she got this stank face and look like her stomach going through something, so I don't want to talk to her. That's not right to him. You know what I'm saying? So you really can't
That's why, you have to do more than just look at them, for that second. You need to observe them.
Oh,
but
yeah,
not
me,
so
I'm
long.
like, sir, was that a gas face? Did you just poop?
But not so long that the person done left the establishment. You know what I'm saying? But you do want to take time to observe them.
If you're cute, I'm going to catch you before you leave. That's one thing about me, yo. Anybody can tell you. That's one thing. I'm not going to let you get away.
Yeah, I ain't going to let you get away. Nah.
LM just said she's enjoying the discussion.
Hey,
she says that she has old-fashioned ways, which definitely she believes may be a hindrance in her dating life. However, she looks to the positive impact it has had in other areas. She's saying thank you to the Diva Diaries.
Thank you. Thank you for writing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So who else has something to say about rejection, being afraid of rejection?
Rejection is cold-blooded, man, because there's some shit with it. Because, see, here's the deal. If you catch that rejection at the right part of your life, you will live with it until you die. And it's real talk. You can say what you want about it. If you have a certain kind of insecurity and you're developing, and regardless of how old you are,
right?
You know what I mean? If you're a young person, like, if you happen to be 13 and you just started wearing glasses and you was a short dude and she said that you was funny looking, you might be self-conscious for the rest of your life. Hint, hint.
You know, Marcus.
But no, you good. You was good.
I claim that rejection is not the fear, but I can only imagine if a girl that I wasn't just attracted to, that let's make this a real life example. Let's say she comes.
I just gave you one, but I got you.
True.
Let's say, did we just have one?
Yeah, that was autobiographical, brother.
Let's say she comes in my coffee shop all the time, and it's not just looks, that I can see myself with this person, and then I open up and she rejects that. You're like, it's not just about saying, hey, what's your name? I like you. And you say, no, get out of here. That doesn't necessarily concern me. But really feeling like I could see myself with you, and you not telling me that you have a boyfriend is one thing, but you telling me, look, man, like, I'm sorry, but you just don't do it for me. And me not being sexual, or even like it not be just from like my own selfish reasons to want to talk to you. It could be like, man, I really met my wife today, and then she goes,
hell no.
Yeah. That could fuck me up for sure. That has not happened.
That's gonna be your last.
Now I'm
F-bomb.
single, right? So like it could happen.
You do realize we don't use the F word on this show, right? I gave you 3.
I forgot.
Yeah, I was counting them too. I was like looking at you like.
Let me just say for the Legacy Internet Radio listeners, he was just so humble just now, because when you said that, his whole face dropped. He was like, man,
that's because he knows.
He's so respectful, man. But you could just tell in his face, he was like, dang, I forgot.
Hey, look,
he been running the business. The man ain't been home in a minute. So he just like Charisma. He forgot he's supposed to say the F word, just like Charisma forgot the home phone number. So Charisma, what's the home phone number?
It is 804-402-2893.
That's right. You check her first, lady. You check her. Ain't no how Steppin Marcus J live from the Dan Legacy Internet Radio, listening to the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. We made a huge announcement tonight, early on September 19th, 2016. We are taking the flagship show on the road for the very first time, and we are taking it on the road to Brewers Cafe.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We have the proprietor and former Legacy Internet Radio show host, AJ Brewer, here in studio with us. And just to kind of piggyback on the whole rejection thing, I mean, just to kind of finish the point that I was making, it really does depend. Like, I agree with what you said. I like the way you said it, because it could be part of your insecurity, but it could also be like if you've kind of put your head like right in a certain space and you don't see what you want to see. It's like, wow, okay, what's going on with me? You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I mean, if you get the right rejection, the right point of your life, you'll wear it forever.
Yeah,
you'll wear it forever. I thought that was real dope that you said that. Ain't no hashtag on Marcus J.
Yeah. Well, you guys, you need to take a chance, though, because there's always a chance of rejection with everything: business, career, school.
I think
you get rejected everywhere.
I think interpersonal relationships are different, though, because they're personal. You know what I mean? Like when you start a business, and I think, everybody in the room has something that they doing. You know what I mean? Like, you can call yourself out if you want to, but I know y'all. Everybody in the room got something that you're doing. And when you put yourself out there to do it, and then it don't go the way you want it to go, man, that shit hurt like what he said.
Right,
a mother
right.
You know what I mean? But once you really start understanding what your grind is about, it's easier to accept that kind of rejection, because you know how dope you are, and it's only a matter of time before everybody else knows how dope you are. When you talking about
same thing with relationships.
Yeah, it's different though. To me, it's different because a lot of times that rejection might come from an individual, as opposed to the world. And you say the world's like, man, I'm gonna show the world that I'm dope. Like, I'm gonna show the world.
Show her.
Yeah, I mean, because you only got one chance to show her.
You can show another her or him.
Yeah, but maybe you don't understand what we're saying. Like, the rejection is real.
I felt it before. Just because you're a man, you think that I ain't never had rejection.
That's not what I said.
We're dealing with relationships.
I mean, your autobiography just came out just now. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm speaking of my experience, and he's speaking of his experience. Like, you felt it, and that's cool. You felt it.
Yeah, I think everyone in this room has had to feel rejection before in relationship situations.
Yeah. All I'm saying is it's different when you're talking about business. I think interpersonal relationships are different.
Yes, they're different.
That's
but
all I'm saying.
But you still need to take the risk just to get the reward, just like in business.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes sometimes that courage doesn't come.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
You just
Courage.
miss out.
You go watch The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, what my boss told me,
What does he have
one
that
of
you
the
don't
reasons.
Courage.
Yeah.
I love it. That's what I'm texting you in the morning. Courage.
Courage.
What did you say,
know what I
AJ?
No, I was gonna say when my boss, some of the things that my former boss told me, it was like, okay, now I can prove to you, I'm gonna open up a coffee shop, or I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. And even if the coffee shop, I hate to wish it on it, but like even if it were to fail, I would still say, okay, I'm going to prove to the world of that person I'm going to do this, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I will always remember a person that rejected me. You know,
yes.
You can find somebody else all you want, but I don't know. I think I agree with Marcus. Yeah, I think it's different. I think the risk reward is it's the same, but it's not the same.
The feeling is different.
The feeling is definitely different.
Yeah, because you don't feel the same about a business as you do as your personal relationship.
Yeah.
And we want to get personal with y'all. Legacy Internet Radio, 804-402-2893. Let us know what you think. Call us. Again, 804-402-2893. If you want to get in on the Diva Diaries, which everybody needs a little diva in their life.
I like that, girl.
Yeah,
We
that's
need to
something, girl.
we need to record that,
Ooh,
girl,
Yes,
on radio.
hire me. I
Yeah.
charge.
Oh, you
And
charging?
then-
Never mind. I just still didn't say it myself.
I know that's right.
All right.
Oh my
Well,
God, what does that happen? AJ, wait a
Confirmation
minute.
from the Lord that you charge.
Before the divas move on, and I know we need to hurry up and scurry out of the den. AJ, I know your partner in crime, who you brought in the building, who we want to go ahead and get you to introduce.
Yeah.
We're gonna put her out there because
Yeah.
I ain't doing this Diva Diaries by myself, lady. And you cute too. Yeah, so go ahead and introduce her.
Well, I was
so
going
she
to wait
can
till
get
we
up
had
on
like
this
a
one.
great question and throw her the mic.
Oh, we're going to throw it to her
yeah.
as soon as you introduce her. And
Yeah.
we're going to throw this last question out at her.
I
There
think
you
so.
go.
This is my great friend, Miss Ashley Williams. She's a yoga instructor.
Oh,
a mental.
I need yoga in
I tell you
my
what, she
life.
does a lot of stuff in the city. She's an amazing person, and a great friend of mine, Miss Ashley Williams.
Hey,
Hi,
Ashley
Ashley.
Williams.
Thank you for
Come on,
joining
quiet.
us.
AWS. Hey, Ashley Williams. Welcome to Legacy Internet Radio, boo. Ow, ow. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Hello. Thank you all for having me or letting me join in on this conversation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The look on your face was so
Like-
priceless.
Like, what?
No, he didn't
I'm-
just put me on.
Yeah,
there
I'm
like
so
that.
glad the first lady put that mic in your hand so we can hear your voice, because you got the look on your face like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yes, with that cute grin of hers, she better get it together. I mean, we're not on Facebook Live, so apologies that you all cannot be graced with the beauty, but we're sparing you right now. But Ashley, we need to find out what you do, sugar, because I need to be bent in the right way. Pause. So you do yoga in the city. I mean, where can we find you? I mean, for real, where can I do some stretching at, girl? Help me.
I do. I am a yoga teacher. I've been a yoga teacher for the past 3 years.
Oh,
and
experienced.
A little experience. I'm currently in school, getting a Master of Science in Yoga Therapy, graduating in December. Yeah,
That means
thank you.
she's gonna know.
Counting down. Definitely counting down. But if you're interested in doing yoga, you can catch me at Brewer's Cafe. I do a bend and brew there. And so it's yoga and coffee, yoga and beer, yoga and wine.
Yeah.
Whichever
yeah.
you like.
Okay.
Yoga
Yeah.
and liquor. Yeah.
Yes.
How
and then
can
I
we
also-
find you in social media?
Yes.
Because I'm going to pull you up
Social
right
media, Janae.ash. So JANAE.ASH.
Awesome.
And she just did, she's very humble. She just did VMFA. She did 150 people. They do yoga on Saturday mornings. So she led that class. She does yoga on the rooftop down in
girl.
Cabana downtown.
That's where we're trying to go to.
Yeah.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m.
Look how awesome that is. That is phenomenal. Okay, so I'm going to be stalking Ashley. So, hey, Ashley. Now you know the face of your stalker, girl. Hey, welcome to the Legacy Internet Radio family. And AJ, thanks so much for bringing her
man.
to us, because now she's ours. So, she's going to be invited back when you're not. Okay? Is that
No
cool?
doubt.
Okay, word.
I don't mind it.
Word. Okay, Diva.
Okay. Well, since we have Ashley joining the crew, just real quick, I was wrapping it up. I'll just let you know we were discussing surviving the single hiatus. I don't know your status or if you want to share.
She chuckled at that.
But I'm going to just review some of the bullet points. We talked about roadblocks for dealing with the hiatus of being single for either a short amount of time or a long amount of time. Meeting the usual duds, the same people, the same, faces, different faces, same type of people. Not feeling sexy or feeling self-conscious about something. Being shy or afraid to approach a man or a woman, and being afraid of rejection. That's what we just finished talking about. So is there anything that you'd like to add about, dating, if you're single, being single, any type of roadblocks or challenges you've experienced?
So I'm single, and I would say my biggest roadblocks would be just being able to balance like loving myself and loving the other person equally, and not mixing that up or losing myself within a relationship. Right. I think that's probably something that's happened in the past for me. And so as I've grown to love myself more, I've learned that like my relationships end up being more successful or there's a stronger connection, and I appreciate those relationships a lot more. I appreciate myself in the relationships. I appreciate the other person. And it kind of just forms a deeper bond. But roadblocks would be if you have like an insecurity in yourself and you're not able to like balance that or grow within yourself before you get into another relationship or get into a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, definitely have to get to know yourself and love yourself.
Dang, yes. Ashley, what's your yoga called? Bend at the waist yoga? Is that
Bend
what it's called?
in brew.
Yeah, that too. Bend at the waist. We're going to be there. When is it? Yes, boo. We're going to be there every Sunday. Yes, Lord. Thank you for Ashley. Okay. I can't wait for this yoga class. Yeah.
And yoga helps with that. I think yoga is
we're bending at the waist.
I heard about it.
It's good with the bending and the stretching, but it's also like an increase in self-awareness, and I think that's something that's helped me build my strength in myself.
That's what I'm talking about,
That's
Ashley.
awesome.
Being aware of how well you can bend at the waist. I've heard it. I love you for it. Thank you, Ashley.
That helps relationships as well.
Yes, I can imagine. So I want to thank everybody for being part of this segment. We're about to close it out. I have a whole lot more we could discuss, but we would be here for another hour. So I'm going to close out here. Thank you guys for having me as usual. And see you at the next Diva Diaries.
Yes. Ain't no half step on Marcus J. Live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio. We are going to close out the show with our rants and our closings, taking our final break of the night. It'll be brief, about 5 minutes. Stay with us. We're going to close it out. Everybody in the room has an opportunity to get in their stuff. Marcus J. and the crew. Ain't no half stepping with me and you. Be back in a few.